Hi, welcome back. This example explains to you how to load master data automatically from flat file. Let me show you how the flat file structure looks like. Open your Excel sheet and create a fields SMID, name, age, address, phone number. I have created 5 columns here and contains some data. I have a 10 rows of data here. You can enter any data for sample. So you need to create an Excel sheet with the same structure just like this. Once you create it, you can keep anything in this heading. There is no mandatory that it has to be starting with a Z letter or Z letter or any other letters. So you can enter any letter or any name, whatever the way you can understand for to loading the data from the file to your BW system. But do not start with any heading with the numbers like 0. Okay, please start with a letter. So once you enter the data like this, you need to save this Excel file as a CSV format, that is comma separated value. Click on this menu bar, click on save as. Here you need to enter any name and it should be comma separated value. You have to select from save as type CSV comma separated value. Then click on save. This is a way how you need to save your file. This is going to be your flat file for loading the data from your flat file to BW system. Now close your Excel sheet or Excel file. Now come back to your BW system. In a BW system, first thing you need to create your info area, or if you have already created, for example in a previous classes we already created one info area and info object catalog, certain info objects. So you have to create like this, or if you are already created you can use existing one. So for this example I have created a salesman ID, name, age, address and phone number. So except salesman ID, rest of all these info objects are attributes which have created under salesman ID. Let me show you that. Double click on your salesman ID. Please follow our previous examples how to create attributes. You can understand this part. So go to attributes tab. Please observe that we have created name, age, address and phone number. So I have created under salesman ID. So you have to create in the same way. So first thing what you have to do, create a salesman ID info object. Under this info object, go to attributes tab. Under this tab, please create name, age, address and phone number, 4 info objects. Once you created all these things, click on activate. So once you activate, it will display like this. So you have to make sure that you have the same settings. Once everything is same here, so what we need to do is we have to create a data source. So how to create a data source? So what is the data source here? The data source is nothing but I want to connect to my flat file which is located in my computer. So for that we need to create an option called data source. That is one of the modeling object. So what exactly in this data source we're going to set up? Let's check it out. Select your data source. Once you select your data source, it will display a list of application components. So what is an application component? An application component is nothing like your info area. It is like a folder object. Folder like an object. So which going to hold all your data sources which you're going to create. So if you want to create a data source, you need to create application component. Under application component only we have to create a data source. Either you can create a new application component or you can use an existing application component to create your data sources. So It is also just like in a folder, like an object. See, if you want to create an info object, first we have created an info area. Under this we have created an info object catalog. Let me show you that. For example, if you open here, if I want to create an info object, the first thing is what I'm doing here is I have to create an info area, right? This is my info area. Under this info area, so what we did is we have created an info object catalog. This is an info object catalog. Under this info object catalog, I have created a info objects. So this info area is nothing but a folder, and this info object catalog is nothing but a folder again. Under this we have created, because we are organizing the object. This is a way how you can organize. This is the main reason why we're creating info area, info object catalog, and info objects. Okay, so the similar way, if you want to create a data source, so first thing is what I need to do is I need to make sure that I need to create the application component. Under application component, then I need to create a data source. So this is my data source. So your application component acting like a folder here. Under this I can create a number of data sources. This is similar way. I can create any number of data sources. So all my data sources will be under one particular folder. No need to search for me. It is very easy to locate. This is the main reason why we're creating a application component. So this is your application component, and these are all your data sources, where you can organize all your data sources under a folder like object called application component. Is it clear now? Let's go back to your BW. So first, how to create an application component. Select data sources from under modeling. Right click on the header. Before right clicking on this header, you need to make sure that what is a flat file system you have selected. You need to make sure that you have selected a flat file system, whatever you have created. So earlier we have created a flat file called PC_3. I am selecting the same. Right click on your header of data source. Select the option create application component. It is going to ask you a technical name and description. Let's say that this is going to be application component AC. I can say this is for class 1. Okay, so it's already existing here. I can say this is a application component for master data flat file. So application component for master data loading from flat file. Once you've done this, entering your technical name and description, click on a continue. Now you can observe that your application component has been created here. Under this, you need to start creating your data sources. So how do I create a data source? It's very simple. Right click on your application component, create a data source. A data source is nothing but it is like we're going to mention how to connect to my flat file. So in this example, my flat file is my Excel file. So once you say create a data source, it's going to ask you what is a technical name. So please enter your technical name. For example, this is a data source. I can say this is a master data flat file 1. And it's going to ask you what is a source system you're going to connect. I'm going to connect my flat file source system called PC_3. And now it's going to ask you what is a data type data source. What is a data type data source here? What does it mean? It means that what type of data do you want to store or do you want to connect? So what type of data? Which we already discussed, there are two types of data, master data or transaction data. So my flat file says it is a master data. So select the option called master data Since I have attributes, I'm loading attributes data as well. You need to select master data attributes. Select the option, make sure technical name PC_3, which automatically selects. If you are loading a master data attributes, you need to select master data attributes. If you are loading text, you need to select master data text. Okay, for this example, we are loading master data attributes. Select data type data source, click on continue. Now it's going to ask you, please enter some description here. I can say this is going to be master data attributes data source, okay, or loading master data attributes. This is a short description, medium description, long description. You can enter whatever the requirement you have here. Now the next tab is extraction, which is very important. Select this extraction tab. Please make sure that we're going to discuss about all these options in coming sessions. Okay, so no need to worry about this. Let's come to the little bit below. Here we have an option called adapter. Please make sure that you are loading a file from your local workstation. Since you're loading a file from local workstation, you need to select this load a text type file from local workstation. Now it is going to ask you, how do you want to connect to your data? How do you want to connect to your file? So if I want to connect to my file, which is located in my local workstation or my PC or my laptop, then I should know what is a path of my file. Then only I can connect to it. So let's give path to the BW to go ahead and find to a connect to your flat file system. So how I can do that? Under file name, you have a button called browser. Click on this button. It's going to help you how to select your file. So click on desktop. My file is under desktop, a folder called flat files. Double click on it. This is my file, this is salesman attributes. Select your file, click on open. Now it will take a complete path where exactly your flat file is located with including an extension. So now you're going to give this path to the BW to connect to my flat file. So this is what exactly I'm doing in a data source. The purpose of creating a data source, I'm providing a path to BW system to connect to a flat file which is located in my local workstation. So this is what the purpose of your data source. Once you provide this, there is an option called header rows to be ignored. Please press 1 because we don't want to load the data with header. Then what is the data format of this data? Because it's coming from Excel sheet, we have saved the Excel sheet as a CSV format. We need to select separated with separator, for example CSV, and the data will be always separated by comma. So once you've done this option, please click on proposal. So this proposal option will give you, if you want to make this screen larger or full screen, you have an option called navigation. Click on this, it makes a big screen for you. Now under proposal tab, please observe that you have a button called load example data. So what exactly it's doing here, please make sure that you need to observe one thing very clearly here. We are not loading the data here. We are just getting a proposal of the data from your flat file. So physically still the data is not loaded into BW system. Don't get confusion here. If you click on this load example data, data never loads here. We are just getting only example data, how it looks like in your Excel sheet. Click on load example data. It shows that every data has been separated with a comma, and it is going to show you what is your fields available in your Excel sheet. Please observe it is a name, age, phone and address. These are not your info objects. If you observe, these are not the info objects which we have created. If you want to verify that, please again click on show navigator and go to your info objects. Please observe what is your info object technical name. SID27 is my technical name, but here it's showing SMID. What does it mean? So this is not the info object. These fields technical name coming from your flat file, not from your BW. Is it clear now? So this is a way how you need to understand. So it's giving you how the structure look like in your Excel sheet. Once you're done, you have to go to the fields tab. Under this fields tab, what we need to do is we need to map these fields. This is your Excel sheet fields. You need to map these fields with your info objects which you have created in BW. Okay, so how do I map this? For that you should know what is the technical name of your info object. So make sure that your info object technical names are displaying for you. So right now I want to map this with my SMID 27. How to do that? Just select info object, say SID 27. Press enter. Please observe that it says that copy field properties from the info object. Existing entries may be overwritten. Do not select this. Do not show this option again. Click on copy. Please observe this. Your Excel sheet field format has been changed to a BW format. Now it is displays /BIC/SID27. This is called transformation. I'm transforming the data format from the source format into a destination format. This is my destination. Earlier it was displaying as SMID. Now it is displaying as SID as my target format. This is my target technical name. Please observe. Now here it is name. Once I map the date field with my info object called sname27, automatically the Excel format will be converted into BW format. Let's check it out. sname27. Press enter. Please observe, it's automatically converted. This is called transformation. So what is a transformation? A transformation is nothing but converting the data format from source format into a destination format. Here a source format is your Excel sheet. A destination format is your BW. That is called transformation. Now let's do for the rest of the field. It is SH27, yes, address 27, yes, phone 27. Once you done everything, now expand the screen. Now click on preview. Under this preview, now it is going to show you exactly the structure of your Excel sheet. Click on read preview data. Before clicking on read preview data, you have to activate your data source. Either you can click on here or you can cancel this. You can click on here. So let's click on this, activate. Once you click on read preview data, the data will be displayed exactly how it looks like in your flat file. So this is a process of creating your data source. Once your data source is completed, just click on go back. Now go to your data sources. Please observe that your data source has been ready. Now your info objects are ready, your data source is ready. The next step is you need to create a data target. So I am going to show you how to create a data target for master data. To create a data target for your master data loading, you have to go to info providers under your modeling. Then select info area, right click on it. Especially for master data, you have to select option called insert characteristic as info provider. Here it is going to ask you what is your info object technical name. It is SID27. Then press continue. Once you press continue, it will automatically displays a data target for you. Click on continue. Now please observe that it will create a data target for you under your info area with attributes. This is going to be your data target. So now what we need to do is right click on your data target, create a transformation. So here it is going to ask you that target of the transformation, source of the transformation. Target is already created because we have selected the target. That's the reason all the fields will be automatically filled up here. The object type is going to be info object. That's a technical name. We are loading attributes data. So these target information will be filled up by the system. The source information we need to fill up. So what is a source for us? It is a data source. So what is your data source technical name? To find out this data source technical name, you need to go cancel this, go back, click on data source, you can find out. Otherwise ds underscore mdff1, this is our data source. The source system is going to be pc underscore Sri. Click on continue. It will create a transformation for you. It will be automatically mapped with the fields because we did the mapping at the time of data source creation. So no need to worry about this one. Please check it out whether the fields has been mapped perfectly or not. SMID to SMID, name to name, age to age, address to address, phone to phone. Once it is perfect, click on activate. Once the transformation is activated, click on F3 or back button. Come back here. It will show your transformation. Automatically it will create your data transfer process folder. Expand your transformation. It will show you your data source name. So once you create a transformation, then right click on your info object, select display data flow. It will show you three options. How do you want to display? By default it will be downwards. Click on continue. Expand this. This is what your data flow. From source system we have created a data source. From the data source we have created attributes and we have created in between a transformation. This is your data target. This data target is under an info object called SMID. So this is a way how you can check your data flow. Close your data flow button. Come back here. Expand this. You have your transformation. The next step is select data sources. Select your data source. Please observe still it shows a dot button here. The reason is still it's not refreshed. So what you have to do is click on refresh button. It will show you options for you. Expand this. Expand data flow upwards. Now you can see your transformation. So now what you need to do, right click on your data source, create info package. You need to enter info package description here. No need to enter any technical name. Info package for master data loading. This is your data source technical name. Now click on save. Please observe your info package has been created. Click on schedule tab. There is a two option. Do you want to start data load immediately or do you want to start in the background later? If you select this option, automatically it will display a window for you where you can schedule your data loading. For training purpose, we are selecting start immediately, start load immediately. Once you click on start button, the data will be extracted from the data source into BW system. This is a place where the data will be loaded into BW. Please observe. Please carefully observe here. This is called info package. At the time of info package creation, when you click on the start button, your data will be loaded into a BW, a place called PSA, persistence staging area. Now click on start. Now please observe the data was requested. The message has been displayed. Now how to check the data has been loaded into BW or not? Okay, there is an option called monitor. You need to click on the monitor icon where it will take you to the monitoring screen that is called monitor info package. Please observe on what date you have loaded the data. This is my system date. It is not the right date. Today's date is a different. And select your request. This is your latest request. At this so-and-so time I have loaded the data. Once you selected request, please observe that 10 records has been loaded. Select your request, then click on PSA maintenance. Before clicking on this, please observe here request successfully loaded data to PSA. Diagnosis, request successfully loaded to PSA. It means that data has been loaded into PSA. That is called persistence staging area. If you want to check the data, you need to click on PSA maintenance icon. Click on this PSA maintenance icon. It will display the number of records has been loaded into BW. Click on continue. This is your data under PSA. The same data, if you want to check, click on start button, open your Excel sheet. Click on a file. This is my data. If you want to verify, please check. This is the data what we loaded. Exactly the same age and same address and same phone numbers. Okay, so the same data. So the data has been loaded successfully from your flat file. So what is the next step now? Just go back to your modeling screen. Still your info package is grayed out. Click on refresh button. Now it is in active state. So you have loaded the data from the data source into BW. Now we need to send this data to data target. So how do I do that? Right click on your data source. There is an option called create data transfer process. Now the data will be transferred from the PSA to data target. Okay. So what is a data target for us? The data target, please observe, this is a target. Info object attribute is your data target and source is your data source. These information will be filled up automatically, and you can observe here, this is your data source technical name, and this is your source system, and this is your target. This is how the data will be moving. Standard data type is standard DTP. Can be scheduled as well. Click on continue. Please observe here, expand the screen. There are three tabs available: extraction, update, execute. The first tab, it displays extraction mode. There are two types of extraction modes available, full and delta. If you are loading the data first time, you have to select full option because I want to load all the records. That is a full. Once you loaded the data first time, the next time onwards, if you want to load only updated or newly created or modified or deleted records, then I need to select delta. This is the difference in between delta and full load. So for this example, we are loading the first time the data, so we need to select full load. Once you click on full load, the extraction mode, click on execute. Please observe the execute button is grayed out. It is not in active state. You need to click on active. You need to activate your DTP. Then your execute button will be in active state. Now please observe it's become an active. So once you click on execute, the data will be transferred from PSA into data target. Click on DTP. Please observe the request generated by the DTP will now be processed. Do you want to display the request monitor? Yes. Click on yes. We need to see the monitor. You can check this, all are green check boxes. So it means that the data loaded successfully. You can observe one package has been created with 10 records. If you want to see the data into your data target, there is a button called Administer Data Target. Please click on this button. You can observe this. There are three tabs contains here. Contents. It displays what are the contents are available under this. It is nothing but your info objects. Request tab. It provides what is a data load request. This number will be randomly generated by the system. So this is your load request number, and this information, this icon will say that the request is available for reporting. So the data is ready for reporting now. It means that if it displays green, the request loaded successfully. And this is your monitor icon and DTP information, the data loading date and time, how many records has been loaded, how many records has been modified or transferred or added, what type of DTP. This is the proper information. So you need to concentrate here. how many records transferred, how many records added. These are very important. If there is any problem, it will display inconsistency in this. So if these two numbers should be always same, okay, then the data has been loaded successfully. Now if you want to check the data, then you need to select salesman ID, which is your data target. Click on contents tab. Now it is going to ask you from which number to which number you want to display. If you want to display the records based on some filter values, you can enter the data here. Otherwise, if you want to display all the records, click on execute. Now it will display 10 records for you. The records or the data is available under your data target. This is a way how you load the data into your data target. This is how we can load master data from the flat file into BW system. Click on back button, just go back. Now you can observe here contents. You have also contents button here. You can click on this. You can execute directly from here itself. Okay, you have two options. Either you can click on request, select your data target, click on a contents, or click on a contents, select contents options. This is a two places where you can check your data. Thank you very much.